I'm just going to hope for the best, and then when something serious happens, I'll comment on that. Otherwise, I have new rules and monologue as a place in the show every week to talk about invading Greenland and annexing Canada and other stuff that's perfect for comedy, but I'm not going to take it seriously.
So
Now, hey, you know what? If Bill would have just said that, like, I'm personally not going to worry about whatever Trump does. I guess you got the privilege and the opportunities and the wealth to not really care, which is fine. Not everyone needs to be a millionaire or a billionaire. Okay, sure, got you. But you got to understand how politics work. Politics may not affect you like it's going to affect me. All right, so when it comes to the next 4 years that we're all going to be enduring, and trust me, some people are going to have their own perspectives or their own analysis of what to expect or if there's really anything to expect at all. But one thing, and I got a comment on a video regarding this a few days ago, and it's just been back in my head, like, why, how stupid does someone have to be to say something like this? And it's in a sense of like, oh, you guys are like, running scared. Like, why are you guys so scared or something like that? And it's like, I don't think they understand how politics work. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a football game where, my favorite team, the Broncos, they lost the Super Bowl. Like, it's not going to like impact my everyday life. I might be clowned at work because my team lost, or I might be emotional, experience some emotional damage due to my team losing. But I'm not going to like have to suffer higher gas prices or higher food prices or just the stress of people hating black people. Like that's not usually what happens at the end of a football game. But when it comes to politics, you got to understand the person who's getting into that office, the person getting into that position of power can do some things that will affect your everyday life. And like Phil DeFranco said, which I'm going to steal his quote, you may not mess with politics, but politics will mess with you. That's simple. You know what I'm saying? So we need to make sure we're electing, reasonable, accountable people in those positions. And Trump is not that person. That's why people are worried, But let's hear Bill Maher. Just real quick, like this phrase or what he's going to say will forever haunt me. Forever. Okay, just listen to the stupidity of this individual.
Pre-hate anything that hasn't happened yet. And also look around. Are you really suffering that much? No.
Look around. Hey, are you really suffering that much? Hey, Bill. I don't know how wealthy you are. I mean, you probably got a couple mil, you know what I'm saying? But like, how detached from Earth are you really? That's the question. Like, how far? Like satellite to the Earth far, or like sun to the Earth far? Like, which one? Because according to these statistics, people are hurting. But hey, let's go through some of them. When it comes to student loan debt in the U.S. reached approximately 1.6 trillion by March 2023. This is a fun one. 2.2 million Americans aged 55 and older are still burdened by student loan debt, highlighting the long-term impacts of educational borrowing. 55 and older? When it comes to Medicare medical debt, the average percentage of adults with Medicare medical debt across all 50 states is 8.6%. With some states experiencing higher rates than others. So I'm guessing what Luigi Mangione did was just he was just taking it too far. I mean, he was just like being a little too much, too emotional, right? When it comes to poverty. In 2022, the official poverty rate in in the United States was 11.5%, equating to 37.9 million people living below the poverty line. Amongst these in the labor force for at least 27 weeks in 2022, 4% were classified as working poor, meaning their incomes fell below the official poverty level despite substantial employment. Hey, Bill, people are working but still living below the poverty line. I mean, poverty is not a good thing, Bill. That's not good. But let's continue. According to a 2023 survey by Bankrates, 57% of Americans reported that they would not be able to cover a $1,000 emergency expense with their savings. This indicates a lack of adequate financial reserves for unexpected costs. The Federal Reserve's 2022 survey of household economics and decision making, SHED, interesting name, found that 36% of adults have less than $400 readily available for emergencies. So, once again, Bill, hey, I hope you're watching. I pray to God that you're watching. How are people okay with that? Do you think people want to live these types of lifestyles? Do you think people want to work 40, 50, 60 hours a week and still live below the poverty line? I'm just saying, I'm just so confused on how he's able to fix his lips in order to say something stupid like that. I mean, is the Republican money really that good? And if he was even a hint of a Democrat, he would know some of these things and say, hey, we got a long way to go. And he's the same one that just shit on Harris and the Democratic Party for not understanding that American people are still hurting. Despite the numbers, people are still hurting, but yet he has the audacity to say, hey, just look around you. Is things really that bad? Let's see what else Bill has to say.
I mean, the Electoral College?
I don't know if I can play that.
A comedy special. This one's called Bill Maher. Is anyone else seeing this?
No.
So
hey, no one else is seeing this. I'm sorry, nobody else.
Let's bring in the man himself, Bill Maher, also the host of Real Time with Bill Maher on HBO. We should, of course, note CNN, HBO, both owned by Warner Brothers Discovery. Bill, congratulations on the special. So early on, you say that Trump, quote, got the White House again, but he isn't going to get your mind. There are probably a lot of viewers that want to hear what you mean by that. And
now, when I first heard that phrase come out from Bill Maher here, like, I thought he was going to actually give us something of substance. I thought he was really going to hit home with this and really give us something that we can like grasp onto and hold on for the next horrible 4 years. But he doesn't. And I thought he was going to say something like, even though Trump won the White House, I'm not going to let him win over my mind. I'm not going to allow Donald Trump to take over my mind and have me hating other people that are just trying to live their best lives. I'm not going to allow Trump to persuade me and use marginalized people such as gay and trans people as a scapegoat to all my problems. I'm not going to allow Donald Trump to use my mind to take residency in my mind to trick me into thinking that we need to invade other countries for their resources because it's a national security to America. No, I'm not going to allow Donald Trump to do that. But unfortunately, I'm in the political news, so I gotta kind of, dip a few toes into it. But if he would have said something like that, that would have been pretty genius. Like, yes, I understand that. But he's not going to say that. Hey, surprise.
And how you want to achieve that.
So I'm not going to chase every rabbit down the hole like I did the first term. You know, um, that's what I mean about he's not going to get my mind. He's a kooky guy who says a lot of kooky things.
He's a kooky guy who says a lot of kooky things. Hey, kooky is like your old uncle who says some crazy, outrageous things, and you guys just ignore him at the parties. You just let him sit at the picnic table by himself, mumbling to himself. Like, that's kookiness. You know what I'm saying? Like, drinking gasoline will, like, you know, put hair on your chest. Like, that's kooky stuff. You know, you're like, hey, uncle, you're crazy. I catch you on the next one. But kookiness is not trying to use immigrants or marginalized people as scapegoats to the real American issues. Kookiness is not quoting Hitler and saying that vermin here in America are poisoning the blood of our nation. Quoting Hitler, that's not kookiness. That's racist. Saying that the left are the enemies within. American people are the enemies. I'm sorry, Bill Maher. That is beyond kookiness. That is racist. That's unpresidential. That should be someone who's not president. But let's continue.
He's a kooky guy who says a lot of kooky things, and I'm just not going to pre-hate anything. I'm just going to hope for the best, and then when something serious happens, I'll comment on that. Otherwise, I have new rules and monologue as a place in the show every week to talk about invading Greenland and annexing Canada and other stuff that's perfect for comedy, but I'm not going to take it seriously.
So
now, hey, you know what? If Bill would have just said that, like, I'm personally not going to worry about whatever Trump does. I guess you got the privilege and the opportunities and the wealth to not really care, which is fine. Not everyone needs to be a millionaire or a billionaire. Okay, sure, got you. But you got to understand how politics work. Politics may not affect you like it's going to affect me. Because this whole tariff war that he wants to do, that he actually did some, his last administration, his last term, and people like myself had to pay the price. Like for real, pay the price. No pun, like we had to pay more. Like farmers were hurting because of that. And he's planning on doing that again. So once again, Bill, some of us don't have the luxury to be like, you know what, let's just roll the dice. You know, let's just see how Trump does. And if he blows some shit up throughout these 4 years, then like I'll make a few jokes about it on my show. Yeah, you know, haha, hee hee. But you seem to not understand there's people who are not millionaires that really got to deal with some stuff. I'm just saying, like, it's just weird that people will talk from a place of everyone's just like me. Like how does that work? I don't know. Like, we don't need out of touch millionaires no more. We don't need out of touch billionaires. I mean, if we don't need millionaires, we damn sure don't need no billionaires. We don't need these individuals trying to speak for us anymore. I don't care if you're a comedian or whatever it is. We don't need you to speak for us. We can speak for ourselves. And if you want to know how we're doing, look at the statistics, look at the numbers, look at the data, look at history, and that should give you a pretty good understanding of how the American people are doing. And we need to elect somebody to adjust accordingly. That's simple. So, hey, Bill Maher, I need you to shut the fuck up. That's simple. You are contributing nothing to any conversation. You are the idiot in the room that people just try to make sound smart because you got a lot of money and you got a TV show that people just want to get on. If you didn't have none of that, you would be a worthless human being. That simple. I'm sorry to break it to you, but that's the truth. But hey, guys, thank you for watching. If you agree or disagree with anything I said in this video, let me know in the comments down below or hit that Discord button so me and you can have that one-on-one talk. And like always, let's have that conversation.